As we are set for the top half of the second, a scoreless first here at Welland Stadium. And 3 up, 3 down for both ball clubs. Quick work by both pitchers as Klingersmith is on the mound, making his home debut for the Welland Jackfish, wearing 37. And Chikatello pitching and batting this afternoon, no DH, playing National League style for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 0-1, first pitch fouled off. Second pitch, that one fouled off into the parking lot. 0-2, nobody gone. Damon Toppoli batting .358 this season with 4 RBIs, still looking for his first home run. Now the 0-2, fastball outside off the plate for the first ball at the at-bat. The 1-2, nobody out here in the top half of the second. That one upstairs, outside the plate. The delivery here on the 2-2. Once again goes the fastball, but downstairs, misses for a full count, 3-2. Topley playing first this afternoon for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Is set now. Swung on right to the third baseman. Pettipiece across the diamond. In time, Matt Schmidt retired the first baseman for the Maple Leafs, Damon Topley. As Cooper Lamb steps in, part of the Burlington Herd franchise in 2018. Still looking for our first base run of the afternoon. 4 up, 4 down so far as Klingersmith throws the first offering to Lamb, and it's in there for a strike. Couldn't ask for a better day as I check the right field section, 308 we call it. The family is out supporting in right field. Second pitch fouled back into the softball field. Kids running for it. As the Jackfish offer a great initiative for all kids in attendance. If you pick up a ball, a foul ball, bring it back, play Plinko with it, and get a special prize. So the 0-2 with 1 away here in the top half of the second. Klingersmith, off-speed pitch, is way outside. Euclides Layer was on the mound on Thursday, picked up his 3rd win of the season to improve to 3-1. Downstairs, Marco with the scoop. As Greg Marco celebrated his 25th birthday on Thursday with the Jackfish. Did not start the game, but then came in the 3rd inning to take over for Andrew Mercier, who started catching. Pop fly behind the stadium press box here at Welland Stadium. Marco thought he might have a chance, but well out of play. So 2-2 to Cooper Lamb. Lamb, the righty for the Maple Leafs, trying to poke one out there. Klingersmith the offering. A hit, shallow right field. The second baseman gets under it to make the catch for the second out of the inning. So now that brings up the right fielder, Dan Spick. So Dan Spick makes his first trip to the batter's box, the lefty for the Maple Leafs. This is the 6th batter of the afternoon. First pitch, off-speed pitch, perfect for a strike down the middle. Back-to-back beauties by Matt Klingersmith to move the count to 0-2, 2 away. Two outs, chance to end the inning here. The offering. Just outside. Marco tried to sell that perfect for a strike, but doesn't get the call. So the at-bat continues. This is the first trip the Maple Leafs make to Welland Stadium, as I know a couple of fans were talking to me in the concourse, admiring the field, and what a beautiful place for baseball. Has nothing but good reviews so far from all visiting teams and all fans who have made it here to Welland. 2-2, 2 away here in the top half of the second. Here's Klinger Smith now. A chopper. Shallow infield, a race to first. Marco the toss. And Smith with the grab retires the side. It's a 0-0 game as we go to the bottom of the second. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. As we are set to go here in the bottom half of the second, Reese O'Farrell steps in. He's playing DH this afternoon for the Jackfish. Played with Burlington last year. One of those players that came over to Welland Stadium. As everyone, you can ask them about their experiences in Burlington, and now part of the Jackfish. Top notch here, and everyone could not be happier to be coming to play here at Welland Stadium. And the fans showing that as well, as game by game, the crowd continues to impress and grow. It's once again an excellent crowd here on hand for our first youth baseball day here. Sunny Saturday afternoon in the vibrant Rose City. So the 1-1 to Reese O'Farrell. O'Farrell played almost every infield position with the Burlington Herd last season. The Herd, by the way, only won 12 games. They went 12-24. Jackfish already 5-3. A blooper to the third baseman, but he's able to recover and get the ball across the diamond in time to retire Reese O'Farrell. So now Nolan Pettipies steps in. Pettipies is one of those players that you never really know what to expect. Not a big-name guy, but is able to drive in a run when you least expect it. Had an excellent performance on Thursday night. As 6 Jackfish players were able to bring in at least 2 runs or more. And Pettipies was one who brought in 3. So the 0-1 with 1 away. That offering in the dirt by the righty, Chicatello. Swinging strike as Chicatello Gets him with that sidearm slider inside. The count 1-2. That well outside. Good eye by Pettipies. Let that ball go. And even the count of 2. Pettipies this season batting .360. Playing third this afternoon once again. Going 9 for 25 so far. Has an RBI as well. And it's hard in Welland players. You see a lot of guys with no home runs. Only DeAndre Asbury-Heath is the only player to hit a home run out of the field here in Welland for Welland. As strike 3 is called on a swinging strike for Nolan Pettipies to retire him. So now Kenny Honfeld steps in, who's playing right field this afternoon for the Jackfish. We mentioned a couple of lineup changes as Andrew Mercier is not playing this afternoon for the Jackfish. Honfeld steps in, and he'll play right field. First pitch swung on. Right at second base, a pop fly, and he is retired. So the Jackfish go 3 up, 3 down, as do the Maple Leafs. We're scoreless with zeros across the board through 2 innings. We'll go to the top of the third. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. The third inning of Jackfish Baseball here on YouTube and Jax TV is presented by Empty Bellies. Empty Bellies, Niagara's one of the best restaurants, and Niagara Street in Welland. Be sure to check out Empty Bellies before and after each Jackfish game. Out-of-town scoreboard presented by Point Streak here in the IBL. Brantford and Guelph also through bottom 2. They're scoreless, and one other game in Barrie tonight. The London Majors are at Coates Stadium for a 7 o'clock opening pitch. So Ryan Santos, batting 7th this afternoon, will lead us off here in the top half of the third. A chopper off the end of the bat to the third baseman Pettipies, across to the first baseman Smith, and he's retired. Very quick work here through 2 innings. And if you joined us on YouTube and you were here at the stadium on Thursday, the second inning was nearly an hour long. And so far, we're only at 1:35 this afternoon. 7 runs were scored in that 7-run second inning on Thursday against the Guelph Royals. We're already through the top 3 now. Klinger Smith continues the roll. First pitch, strike. As here is the pitcher. He'll step into bat as they have no DH this afternoon. Second offering doesn't go. Strike two. Klingersmith throws a fastball upstairs as Chikatello lets it go for a ball. Chikatello, though, has done this before. He's also got a home run to his name this season with 1 RBI, batting 1 for 5. And if you talk to any true IBL fan and manager, of course, the IBL, a lot of shuffling comes around with guys working, family commitments. A lot of guys coming in and out of the lineup, imports coming in. As we're starting to settle into June now, as we have gone through Madness May, as they like to call it. So now Chikatello faces a full count. Good swing, but it's into shallow left field. Soriano can't see it, and it'll drop right in front of him as the ball got caught up right in the sun. So a pop fly right to Soriano, had to turn out of the way, and it'll be recorded as an error to Soriano. And now it's Ryan Johnston, who wears number 5. So the first base runner is aboard this afternoon on a very fluky play. Wish we had a replay to show you. As Soriano let the ball drop right in front of him. That pitch inside, low at the ankles of Ryan Johnston. 2-0. Johnston still looking for his first hit of the season. 0 for 13. Now the pitch. Swung on, it's fouled to the left field side for the first strike of the at-bat. Two and one away. Runner on first. They throw back. Chikatello's there in time. Checks back at first, safe again. So checking with the scorekeeper, Curtis Person, that will be counted as a hit. So Soriano does not get docked with the error. A hit to the pitcher, Ryan Chikatello, as that's drawn into the center field. Diving, couldn't get there in time. Chikatello runs the third. He's going to round third and try for home. A play at the plate. Soriano with the arm to the catcher. Not in time, as Chikatello slides in and is called safe. Controversy at home plate as Klingersmith and Marco both thought they had him in time. So with that, the Toronto Maple Leafs open the scoring here at Welland Stadium. On a double into the gap. DeAndre Asbury-Heath, an excellent effort diving out to try and make that grab, but just missed. So Johnston 1 for 1 this afternoon with an RBI and a double. And Chikatello will come across the plate to score. So the no DH style, so far so good for the Toronto Maple Leafs as they lead 1-0 here in the top half of the third. As Klingersmith takes his time and steps off the mound. And now he's set to go. Klingersmith, the offering to Grant Tamain, back at the top of the order. Tamain playing second base for the Maple Leafs this afternoon. Little excitement here in the third. Jackfish trying to get back on track. A chopper right to Soriano. Across the diamond. Schmidt makes the grab, and Tamena's retired for the second time this afternoon. And Johnston slides over to third base. So 2 outs, Johnston on third, and that brings up the center fielder, Greg Carrington. Jackfish need an out here to keep Toronto only with 1. And the Maple Leafs able to have a runner in scoring position here. That pitch behind Carrington. First pitch, scaring Carrington a little bit. Fastball, missed behind. Well outside. Now the 1-0. Chopper to Soriano. Grounder across the diamond again. Gets him at first base. Johnston's run will not count. Ends the inning. It's a 1-0 Maple Leaf lead through 2.5. We'll go to the bottom half of the third. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV.
Baseman number 3, Grant Akawa.
As Grant Akawa steps in here in the bottom half of the third, Third inning, once again, brought to you by Empty Bellies. Big food, big fun at Empty Bellies on Niagara Street. Proud partner of Jackfish Baseball. Be sure to visit them before and after the game as the post-game party takes place. Empty Bellies. First pitch, right to the second baseman, a ground ball. Over to first, in time, retiring Grant Akawa.
The catcher, number 7, Greg Marco.
As now Grant Akawa sits down and brings up the catcher, Greg Marco. Marco just trying to find his groove at the plate. Last year, his numbers were a tad low, he said, and he always wanted to improve his batting. One of the best defensive players for the Jackfish this season, and has always been solid anywhere he plays in the diamond. Played a couple of infield spots, normally the catcher. And he is the starting catcher for the Welland Jackfish. He's batting only at .55, 1 for 18 this season. A ground ball racing to get there in time, not in time. And he's retired. So now we go to the bottom order with Nate Mastervik stepping in.
Left fielder number 6, Nate Mastervik.
So we're at the 9th batter for the Jackfish here in the bottom half of the 3rd. Only 1 run in the ball game, and it belongs to the Toronto Maple Leafs. First pitch to Mastervik, right down the middle for a strike. The Jackfish this season 0-2 after they put up big numbers in their previous game. Swung on, it's into the gap, right towards center field. The ball is caught by the center fielder for the Maple Leafs to retire the side and bring up the bats of the Maple Leafs once again. We'll go to the top half of the 4th. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jacks TV. So the top half of the 4th we go. 4th inning of baseball here at the Welland Stadium is proudly presented by Brock University. A couple of players for the Jackfish studied and played baseball at Brock University, including local Ryan Bench, who played all 4 years of his OUA at Brock as a Badger. A lot of the guys, though, playing in the OUA. As the first pitch, a ball, and now Justin Mara does what he does best and put another hit on the board. A single to right field and gets a base. Justin Mara, 21 for 19 coming into the ball game, batting .428, 4 home runs and 11 RBIs, and now he's 1 for 2 this afternoon. So now Damon Toppoli. The righty steps in, shows bunt, but it's fouled back. Mara's been one of the best Toronto Maple Leaf catchers, as a lot of big names have come and gone through the Toronto Maple Leafs franchise. This franchise is one of the most historic in Canada. Joined the IBL back in 1969. Played a big part of this league expansion and growing across Ontario. Of course, the region here in Niagara had a team back in the early 90s in Niagara Falls. As that pitch swung on, fouled over the roof here at Welland Stadium to right field. And now we're back here in the Rose City and back in the Niagara region here in 2019. A couple of senior men's team used this park as well at Welland Stadium, the Rose City Chiefs and Welland Thorns. Was a beautiful night last night as well as the Thorns defeated the Expos 5-3. So 0-2 count. A couple of foul balls here on the fifth pitch of this at bat as it's Damon Topley with the bat in his hand. Right at the umpire. Oh, he's hurt. And he says he's okay, I believe. As he's slow to get to his feet. But the umpire took that ball right at his foot and bounced into the left field. Time was called, so the runner will be credited with the base hit. And now there'll be runners on first and second. Just a line drive. Kind of took a weird hop off the grass and went right at the shins of the umpire. So Dale Legros showing his toughness there as he'll move back. Try and get out of the way a little bit here. So now Cooper Lamb steps in with runners on first and second, nobody out. Jackfish are probably lucky it did hit the umpire because that had a lot of speed going right up the middle. That pitch, though, swung on right into the gap. DeAndre Asbury-Heath, this time in time to make the grab. Throws it to Soriano to hold the runners at first and second. Asbury-Heath, an excellent effort to run all the way across to make that catch in the gap of left field. And what a night and day difference between Christie Pitts and Welland Stadium. That hit right there almost probably would have made it to center field, all the way to the wall of Christie Pitts. So now the one out, runners first and second. That swung on slicer foul. As fans still making their way into Welland Stadium. Home opener attendance was 1,034, and on Thursday night, 804 people made their way into Welland Stadium to see them defeat the Guelph Royals 16-8. But as I mentioned, the Jackfish 0-2 in situations where they put up big numbers, over 10, and now they find themselves in a hole here, down 1-0. Right at the umpire again, double play ball. Soriano, the second baseman, across to first. They turn the double play. The Jackfish get the double play to end the inning and only get out of this with no runs on the board and trail 1-0. We'll go to the bottom half of the fourth. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Jackfish Maple Leafs here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon here in the IBL. This is what baseball is all about here in the Rose City, as the Welland Stadium fans here for a thriller so far. 1-0 Maple Leafs lead here in the bottom half of the fourth. We're back at the top of the order. Here is DeAndre Asbury-Heath, batting .363 this season. And he just made that excellent grab out in the field in the top half of the fourth. Jackfish were able to turn their first double play here at home on a beautiful quick grab by Wilson Soriano. So the 1-2 with one away. Pop fly, shallow center field. Easily caught. And the first out of the inning is retired.
Shortstop number 1, Wilson Soriano.
So now Wilson Soriano, one of the imports coming in from the Dominican Republic, is up to bat. Soriano has that finesse on defense and able to steal a show with so many game-changing plays. Out-of-town scoreboard right now, Brantford on top of Guelph 3-2. The Royals have dropped their last 2 in a row this weekend, playing their third in 3 nights. Pulled foul just past third base coach Ricky Pelletieri. The count 1-1 to Wilson Soriano here. Bottom 4. Glad you could be a part of this one here on Jax TV. Reminder, be sure to follow us and subscribe to YouTube here and stay up to date with everything Welland Jackfish baseball, as there's always more fun stuff around the corner. Behind the Scales takes place every Tuesday, where we take you behind the scenes of Jackfish baseball, introduce you to some of the players, the staff, bring on some fans, and show you some cool places that is involved with Jackfish baseball. Off-speed pitch. Slider outside for a strike, 2-2. 2 home runs, 8 RBIs so far early on this season for Wilson Soriano. He's retired on a swinging strike. Second out. Jackfish so far unable to get a base runner. And now that brings up Matt Schmidt, who started the season with an 0-for. Couldn't get a hit on a board, went 0 for 16 to start, but then went 4 for 5 on Thursday. As Matt Schmidt steps into the bat, the lefty takes the pitch inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Just learning, playing through an oblique injury to start the year. And then the true Matt Schmidt comes out on Thursday night in that decisive win over the Guelph Royals. Bigger body for this Jackfish team that can really have an impact once he gets swinging. Thursday night he showed a lot of balls deep into the field. 2-1 count, 2 away. Pitch inside. Move to count 3-1. So far, the pitcher for the ball game of the Toronto Maple Leafs and Justin Chicatello have an excellent start, making quick work of the Jackfish. As Schmidt puts all his weight into that swing, but couldn't get anything on it. 3-2. Still looking for the first base runner for the Welland Jackfish through 4. Now the full count. Popped up. Shallow left field. It'll be a race for it. Ball is called foul. Thought he made the grab from up here in the press box. Looked good. But the umpire says no, touch the ground, foul ball. So the at-bat continues. That was Ryan Santos in left field diving to try and make that grab, but unable to hone that ball in. Fans still making their way in, I'm being told. The youth baseball day. A lot of kids that ran the bases during the inning break. Now the 3-2. Swung on, bat right over the umpire's head, but it's a foul tip into the catcher's glove, and that will do it for the 4th inning of play. We'll go to the top half of the 5th. Jackfish still looking for their first hit of the ball game. It's a 1-0 Maple Leaf lead here on Jacks TV. Quick ball game so far as we are through 4 innings, going into the top of the 5th. 1 run aboard, and it came in the 3rd inning. It's a 1-0 Maple Leaf lead, rather. Here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Jackfish will continue to be busy at home as they'll go to Kitchener tomorrow, but next weekend they'll play 3 in 3 days. 3 and 4 days, rather. All 3 of those games at home. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. All here at Welland Stadium. Right to Soriano, but it's over his head. So the leadoff man here in the 5th is aboard. It's a little blooper right over Soriano's head. Just couldn't grab it. As that brings up the pitcher, Justin Chicatello. So, first pitch strike, but Santos slides over, stolen the second base. So now runner on second. Chicatello with the dish. No DH this afternoon. He's pitched 4 perfect innings so far. Swung on. It's right to DeAndre Asbury Heath in shallow center field. That'll retire Chicatello and keep Santos at second.
Shortstop Ryan Johnston.
And now we're at the bottom of the order for Ryan Johnston's second plate appearance of the afternoon. So 1 out. Santos trying to play mind games here with Klinger Smith, who's making his home debut. Shows bunt right down the third base line. Santos easily to third. And Klinger Smith was going to make an attempt to throw to first, did not. And Santos, with a lot of speed, blew a tire rounding third and got back to third in time.
Second baseman Grant Tremaine.
So now runners on the corners, first and third, 1 away, as we're back to the top of the order for Grant Tremaine. Here's the righty Grant Tremaine stepping in his third at-bat of the afternoon. Runners first and second. Klinger Smith, the first pitch. Downstairs, takes it for a ball. Double play will end the inning as Greg Marco goes to talk to Matt Klinger Smith. Once again, 2 other games happening this afternoon. 1 other game right now. Brantford and Guelph tied at 3. London and Barrie, 7 o'clock tonight.
He's from Welland, grew up in Western New York, though. You ever talk to him, he's got the thickest Western New York accent. His whole family's Welland fan. He's local.
As we're set to go. 1-0 with 1 away. Deep to right field. Catch is made. Santos will come in to score on the sac fly to right field.
Center fielder Greg Carrington.
So Grant Tremaine with the sac fly to right field, and that makes it a 2-0 ball game. As Johnston will stay at first base. So runners on first. A 2-0 lead, though, for the Maple Leafs, as they're able to strike again here in the top half of the 5th. 2 outs now as the lefty Greg Carrington steps in. Throws back to first, keeps him at bay. Once again, checks back at first. A couple other games happened last night. 3 games, a busy weekend. As we mentioned, Toronto couldn't get by Hamilton as they arrived at the ballpark right on time. The game actually started 15 minutes late. Little check swing, blooper to first. Klinger Smith in time, gets the out. And that will keep them only at a 2-0 lead. Klinger Smith able to get there in time. That'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th. They score 1 in the top. We'll go to bottom 5. Jackfish trying to find an answer. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. So the DH, Reese O'Farrell, will start things off here for the Jackfish, trying to find a rally and find an answer here in the bottom half of the fifth. Jackfish, busy part of the schedule now as a lot of makeup dates are getting played. Tuesday night, they visit Barrie. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, they'll be at home. Thursday night, Hamilton's in town. Kitchener comes to town on Saturday. And Guelph rounds out the weekend on Father's Day for an afternoon with your dad in the ballpark on Saturday, June 16th. 1-1 count here, bottom half of the fifth. Jackfish trail 2-0. Glad you could be a part of this one here on Jack's TV. O'Farrell fouls one back into the safety netting and falls behind 1-2. So the 1-2 with nobody away. Ball gets away from the catcher, Justin Mara. Mara having once again another career year. Numbers well above average for him so far this season. And tied for third in the league lead in home runs. Fouled back once again. O'Farrell staying alive here. Count 2-2. O'Farrell 0 for 1 this afternoon. Struck out. Now the 2-2 moves him off the plate inside. Full count. Three, 2 with nobody gone. Full count. O'Farrell at the dish to the offering. Swung on. Foul. Got a lot of the ball, but pushed onto the hill in right field. Still looking for the first base runner of the afternoon, and this good opportunity. O'Farrell with a full count. Here's the delivery. Misses for a ball, and the Jackfish have a runner aboard.
Your third baseman, number 4, Nolan.
So O'Farrell's on first. Perfect game, no more. As Chicatello throws a ball and a walk to lead off the bottom half of the fifth for the Jackfish. Checks back at first. O'Farrell's there in time. So now Nolan Pettipies, the third baseman, steps in with a runner on first. Pettipies 9 for 25, batting .360 this season. Shows bunt. Pop up right down the third base line, but it goes foul. Got a little too much air on that bunt. But good placement as he was there in time. Just a lot of speed off the bat. Moves the ball foul. Checking out in center field. The flag's starting to move a little bit more to the left field. Nice crosswind here at Welland Stadium this afternoon. A chopper off the end of the bat to right field. O'Farrell will go around second to third. He'll easily make it now. That'll turn into a play at the second base, as now the Jackfish have runners on second and third. And all of a sudden, the Jackfish with momentum with nobody gone here in the bottom of the fifth.
Right fielder number 41, Kenny Hanfeld.
So Kenny Hanfeld, who checks back into the lineup with Mercier out. Dadson also not playing this afternoon for the Jackfish. So Kenny Honfeld, chance to make his name known here in the Rose City. First pitch right down the middle, didn't like it. Strike one. 0-1, runners second and third. The lefty Honfeld in the batter's box. That pitch moves inside for a ball. Justin Chicatello had a perfect game through 4, then threw a walk. And now a hit into right field. Ends the no-hitter. That one outside moves the count in the favor of the Jackfish lefty Kenny Honfeld, 2-1. 2-1, nobody gone. Jackfish still no one across the plate this afternoon. They trail 2-0 to the Maple Leafs. Now the pitch. Upstairs, fastball, 3-1. On deck for the Jackfish is Grant Akawa. And then Greg Marco, the catcher, will follow. 3-1 count, nobody away here. Chance to load the bases or poke in a run. Oh, heavy swing. Now 3-2, full count, nobody gone. A ball loads the bases. Jackfish baseball on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. The fans want a little bit of excitement. Here's the delivery, and Honfeld strikes out. So Kenny Honfeld strikes out for the first out of the bottom of the 5th. And that'll keep the runners at second and third and bring up Grant Akawa.
Second baseman number 3, Grant Akawa.
So Grant Akawa, part of the herd last season, wears the beautiful white and green, repping the Jackfish and the Welland across his chest this afternoon. Has a chance that Honfeld had with 2 runners on. First pitch, a lot of movement on it, sliding outside of the plate for a strike. Strike 2, gets behind 0-2. Oh, 2 with 1 away. And Akawa strikes out.
The catcher number 7, Greg Marco.
So with 2 outs now, back-to-back strikeouts for the Jackfish. Greg Marco steps in. Marco from Waterdown, Ontario. Needs a hit to keep this alive. Needs something. Need a first pitch swung on, strike 1. Not the ideal situation you want for the Jackfish, of course, as Marco with the lowest batting average of the club this season. Falls behind 0-1. That pitch outside, 1-1. Counts even 1-1, 2 away here in the bottom half of the 5th. Runners second and third. And he gets ahead with a ball, 2-1. Mastervik on deck for the Jackfish. Marco 1 for 18 this season. And now he's got a chance with runners on second and third. A chopper. See if he can beat it out in time. He can't. That'll end the inning. The Jackfish surrender 2 base runners on second and third, and they'll score none. The Maple Leafs have a 2-0 lead through 5 innings. We go to the top of the 6th. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. Welland Stadium as Justin Mara steps in. Mara 1 for 2 this afternoon, making his third plate appearance. Big numbers for Justin Mara. First pitch gets him to swing. Matt Klingersmith still on the mound. Klingersmith with 7 strikeouts through his 13 innings so far of work here in the 2019 IBL season. 1.35 ERA. And now has a 1-1 count against Justin Mara, one of the best batters on this Maple Leaf roster. Gets him to swing. Mara sits down and is retired as the Jackfish get the opening out against one of the top hitters in this league. And now Damon Topley steps in. Topley playing first this afternoon. And is 0 for 2. One ball, no strike, 1 out. Topley pulls that one foul for an opening strike. The 1-1 to Topley. Cooper Lamb is set on deck. Strike called. One and 2 count, 1 away. Topley, the big righty for the Maple Leafs, trying to get aboard. A chopper to the second baseman, grounder. In time, Matt Schmidt makes the grab, and Topley's retired. And now Cooper Lamb with 2 gone here in the top half of the 6th. Runs coming in the 3rd and 5th inning, and that's it so far for the Maple Leafs, and no runs for the Jackfish here at home on Saturday afternoon. The consistency with the bats and runs so far for the Jackfish has been a problem this season, as we talked about how the Jackfish are 0-2 after putting up big numbers. Put up 9 in the home opener and then got embarrassed in Toronto, only putting up 5, losing a 14-5 decision. And then won a 1-0 game in Brantford. A lot of low numbers so far, but a lot of big numbers as well. They just can't string them together. 1-1 count. Fouls that one back on a check swing. Klingersmith is 50th strike of the afternoon. Klingersmith has thrown 74 pitches. And now the 1-2. Fastball outside. Moves the count to 2-2. Two and two, 2 away. Klingersmith. Deep high fly ball to left field. Makes the grab, and the inning is over. The Jackfish get the Toronto Maple Leafs to go 3 up, 3 down. It's still a 2-0 Maple Leaf lead. We go to the bottom of the 6th. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. Bottom half of the 6th inning, Jackfish trail 2-0. Glad you could be a part of this one here on Jack's TV, on YouTube. First pitch of the bottom half of the 6th in there for a strike. As this is Nate Mastervik, the bottom of the order, making his second at bat of the afternoon. Mastervik 0 for 1 this afternoon, 6 for 19 on the season. A shot into shallow right field over the head of the second baseman for a leadoff single for Nate Mastervik. Mastervik, his 7th hit of the early season here in the IBL, gets things going for the Jackfish. So a leadoff single for the Jackfish brings up DeAndre Asbury Heath, arguably one of the best players on the Jackfish roster this season. A clear fan favorite here in Welland. We had him on Behind the Scales on Tuesday. Just one of those overall great, genuine guys, great personality, and a great guy to have in your ball team. Swings at the first pitch, strike one. Oh, 1, nobody gone. Mastervik on the bases on first. Asbury Heath in the top of the order, starting things off here. Asbury Heath, solid contact to right center field. The out is made. Mastervik got to get back to first to tag up. Play at the base. He's in time. But DeAndre Asbury Heath, solid hit to center field, but a better catch by the center fielder for the Maple Leafs. So now it brings up Wilson Soriano, the shortstop. And we were talking the differences between the ballpark. That hit in Toronto probably clears the fence and is a 2-run home run. One out. Mastervik still at first. Soriano has a chance to get things going for the Jackfish. Mastervik gets checked up at first. Quick work here from Justin Chicatello as well, though. Still has yet to throw 80 pitches this afternoon here in the 6th. Soriano swinging strike to fall behind 0-2. Big hitter so far for the Jackfish, struggling to get on base and do what they do best for Welland so far this afternoon. And now the 0-2. Well outside, takes the first ball. Wilson Soriano this season batting .314, 11th for 35. Couple of home runs, both coming in Toronto. The last time these two teams met. 8 RBIs on the season. Runner going to second. A chopper. Grounder right off will end Soriano's at bat. He'll be retired, but now we have a runner in scoring position at second.
First baseman, number 55, Matt Schmidt.
So now Matt Schmidt steps in. 2 outs, runner at second. That's Nate Mastervik. First pitch for a strike, 0-1. 0-1, 2 outs. Here is the big man in Matt Schmidt. Runner in scoring position. Jackfish still trying to get on the scoreboard this afternoon. Matt Schmidt makes solid contact, but it goes foul. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and only 1 ball on the board. With Mastervik at second. Another chance for the Jackfish to score a run. Had 2 runners left on base last inning. Takes that curveball inside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the 6th. Only 2 runs on the board so far this afternoon. They both belong to the Maple Leafs. And now the 2-2. A shot towards the gap, but the center fielder will make the grab, and that will end the 6th inning. The Jackfish once again leave a runner on base. Nobody comes across the plate, and it's a 2-0 lead through 6 innings. We go to the 7th. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. And we are set for the top half of the 7th inning on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 2-0 Maple Leaf lead here, and their first visit to Welland Stadium. Glad you could be a part of this one here on Jax TV. A grounder. Ball was slowed up in the infield grass. Allows the Jackfish to get the out and retire the opening batter. So now the lefty Ryan Santos steps in. Ryan Santos against Matt Klingersmith for the 3rd time this afternoon. Klingersmith started this ball game and continues the pitch, of course, for the Jackfish. Only has given up 2 runs into 85 pitches. That pitch misses downstairs off the plate, 2-0. Santos batting 1 for 2 this afternoon, 4 for 8 this season. Only been in a couple of games. And now 3-0.
Figure it out! Quit talking!
3-1. Called strike with 1 out here in the top half of the 7th. Shot over the second baseman's head in the shallow right field for a second hit of the afternoon for Ryan Santos. Santos improves to 2-3. And now Justin Chicatello drove in the opening run for the Maple Leafs this afternoon, back in the 3rd inning. Runner on first to the righty Justin Chicatello. Safe at first on the throwback. Maple Leafs continue their weekend tomorrow afternoon at home. The London Majors make their first stop at Christie Pitts this season. Opening pitch there, 2 o'clock. Jackfish will be on the road in Kitchener for a 2 o'clock opening pitch as well. Shows bunt. Pulls it back for a strike, though. Checks back at first once again. 0-1. 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Youth Baseball Day, the first time a lot of kids like this make their way into the ballpark. Ballpark filled with kids as we wait for the official attendance. Usually around the 8th inning we find out. As there's a chopper right off the end of the bat. Pushed foul to move the count to 0-2 in favor of the Jackfish. Jackfish bats need to come alive here when they get back up to bat, though. Scoreless through 6. With chances in the 5th with runners on 2nd and 3rd, and they leave one on at 6. Klinger Smith. They go to second, try and do the double play, and they only get the forced runner going to second. So a base hit. And now Ryan Johnston, the shortstop, will bat the bottom of the order for the 3rd time. So Matt Klinger-Smith set to go here, 2 outs in the top half of the 7th. The righty warming up in the Jackfish bullpen. To Soriano. Soriano couldn't make the catch as the ball squeaks under him. And that'll move the runners 1st and 2nd. And we go back to the top of the order for Grant Tomaine. So Ryan Johnston credited with a hit, 3 for 3 this afternoon at the bottom of the order. Came into the ball game with 0 zeros across the board. Now 3 for 3 this afternoon. First offering misses for a ball, 1-0. Tomaine up now, 0 for 2 this afternoon. Was walked at his 3rd plate appearance. That one right to Soriano. Again, he's unable to make the grab. Throw to the plate. Doesn't get him. And the Maple Leafs will score their 3rd run of the afternoon. And now have runners at 1st and 3rd. So Greg Marco trying to dive in. Grabbed the runner coming across home plate, but couldn't get there in time. So the Jackfish surrender another run with 2 outs here in the top half of the 7th, and they trail 3-0. So runs now in 3, 5, and 7 for the Maple Leafs. Runners on first and third with 2 outs here. Casey Howard's warming up in the bullpen for the Jackfish as the starter, Matt Klinger-Smith, continues the work here in the top half of the 7th. First pitch misses off for a ball. 1-0 count, top 7. Maple Leafs 3, Jackfish nothing. That ball misses outside. As Carrington 0 for 3 this afternoon as well. Came into the ball game batting .277 for the Maple Leafs. Swung on right into the gap, but DeAndre Asbury-Heath able to run and make the catch to end the inning. The Jackfish able to get the Maple Leafs with 2 runners left on base, but 1 run comes across the plate to score. So we go to the 7th inning stretch. The Jackfish will a lot of run support here in the late stretch of the ball game. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th after the 7th inning stretch here at Welland Stadium. Bottom half of the 7th we go. The Jackfish still trying to get something going here. Still scoreless. It's a 3-0 Toronto Maple Leaf lead. And all their runs coming just off little singles. Not many major scoring opportunities in this ball game. As Reese O'Farrell will start things off for the Jackfish. And Reese O'Farrell's retired on the strikeout. So 1 out here in the bottom half of the 7th. So here is the third baseman in Nolan Pettipies. A lot of chances for the Jackfish. We talked about the score. 5th and 6th inning especially stand out in my mind. A couple of runners left on. And now they find themselves in a hole down 3. Opening pitch. to Pettipiece is a strike. Pop up, shallow infield. The shortstop waving everybody off makes the grab, and that's 2 gone here in the bottom half of the 7th. So that'll bring up the catcher, Greg Marco. Excuse me, no, that'll bring up the second baseman, Granikawa, with Marco on deck.
Number 5. Skippy Datsun.
So the Jackfish turn things over to Brendan Datsun. So the 0-1 to Brendan Datsun, who pinch hits for Granikawa. Swung on, deep to center field. But the out is made, and he is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Jackfish here in the bottom of the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th. Still a 3-0 Maple Leaf lead. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jacks TV. New pitcher into the ball game for the Welland Jackfish. It is the right-hander Casey Howard from Brantford. Howard, a part of the herd last season, spent his OUA time with the Guelph Griffins. Comes in to try to clean things up for the Jackfish. They trail 3-0 here in the top half of the 8th inning. Quick ball game here in the Rose City as we approach 2 hours as we go to the top half of the 8th. 4-hour affair here on Thursday night, but a lot of runs. 16-8 the final score, with a lot of batters producing big numbers for the Jackfish. But today, no one able to find a way to come across the plate as one of the league leadings hitters and top hitters in this league, Justin Ibarra, start things off for the Toronto Maple Leafs. First pitch at the top of the 8th. In there for a strike. Fastball offering from Casey Howard. So Matt Klingersmith throws 7 innings, giving up 3 earned runs. in his home debut here. Second pitch of the at-bat. Ball 1. Mara will start things off. Topley, and then Lamb and Spick are next in the order. Brendan Dadson, after pinch hitting in the bottom half of the 7th, now takes over in right field. So a couple of lineup changes here for us in the 8th. Count now 2-1. Fastball down the middle. Mara lets it go 2-2. Two and two. Casey Howard, first batter, Justin Mara. Upstairs, doesn't go. Full count. Howard set to go, grabs his side. Here's the 3-2. Swung on deep to right field. Stay in the ballpark. Will bounce to the warning track. Mara going to route first, go to second, and that'll be a leadoff double. So a leadoff double for Justin Mara. And Mara now 2 for 4 this afternoon with another extra base hit. And now that brings up the first baseman in Damon Topley. Mara on second. Topley at the dish with Lamb on deck. Top half of the 8th, Howard comes into the ball game, and his first batter he faced, Mara able to send an extra base hit on him, almost clearing all the bases with a deep shot to right field. Two-0 count to Damon Topley. Right to center field. Mara easily to third. And that'll be a single with runners on the corners now as Mara makes no attempt to come home. Now the former Burlington Herd, Ed Casey Lamb. Attendance just announced this afternoon, 908 here at Welland Stadium. So an excellent outing on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. 908 people at Welland Stadium. Jackfish trail, though, 3-0 in their second meeting against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Fastball, strike one. Lamb 0 for 3 this afternoon. Has 2 home runs, brought in 6 RBIs so far. Lamb, we mentioned, joined Toronto this season, coming from the Herd, as that pitch misses outside. One to one, nobody away. Runners first and third. Justin Mara, always known for getting things going, hitting a lot of home runs. That's a ball that's going to go into the shallow center field. Mara will score, and the runners will move. Now there's the runners on first and second, an RBI from Lamb for his first hit of the afternoon. So now the league extended to 4 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cooper Lamb with an RBI on a little shallow shot right into center field. Runners first and second. And here's Spick. Spick now. Right to Soriano. Soriano to second. Across to first. Not in time. They get one. And now once again, same situation. Runners on first and third, but this time one out.
Left fielder Ryan Santos.
So the Jackfish unable to pull off the 6-4-3 double play. They only get the out at second. As Spick was there in time. And now Santos. First pitch right down the middle for a strike. Oh, 1, 1 out, runners on the corners. Right up to Soriano again. They go to second. Across the first, not in time. A run scores. As now the Jackfish trail 5-0. So a 5-0 Toronto Maple Leaf lead here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Welland Stadium. And Justin Chicatello, the righty, who's thrown a beautiful game so far. Trying to steal second. Will easily do that as the throw from Marco. Well off the mark. Has Santos. He's got credited with a stolen base going to second. Count 0-1 with 2 outs. And Santos on second after a stolen base. Casey Howard working here in the 8th. Strike 2. Two strikes, 2 outs. Chance to get out of this top half of the 8th. Missed inside with a fastball. Another 1-2 delivery. Fouled back. Let's keep the at-bat alive. Chicatello so far this afternoon, 1 for 3. But is known for his pitching this afternoon. What a story. And it looks like he's going to have to go the distance. Nobody in the bullpen warming up. And nobody really in the dugout to relieve him. But 1-2 count with 2 away. Another 1-2 with 2 gone. Trying to get out of this top half of the 8th. Right to Soriano. Soriano, throw to first. Good throw to first. Gets him at first. That'll end the top half of the 8th. But the Maple Leafs keep pouring on the damage. It's a 5-0 lead as the Jackfish have 2 more innings to try and get back in the ball game. We'll go to the bottom half of the 8th. You're watching Jackfish Baseball on Jax TV. So Granikawa gets things going. The rally caps on here at Welland Stadium as the fans get behind. They announce the attendance once again, 908 people here on this beautiful Saturday afternoon for baseball. Akawa swings at the first pitch. That'll go foul. So 0-1 count here in the bottom half of the eighth. Okawa as we lead things off at the bottom of the order with Marco and Mastervik due up. And then we go back to the top of the order. Ball one downstairs. Chikatello continues to work. So far, he's thrown 7 innings and has no runs against him. 2.75 ERA coming into the ball game through 19 innings of work. Now the 2-1. A little ground ball right to the shortstop. Across the diamond, Toppoli makes the grab, and he's retired. So Akawa is retired, and now Greg Marco comes up to bat.
The catcher, number 7, Greg Marco.
No better time than right now for Marco to get the bat going and get someone on base. As Chikatello set to go to face Greg Marco. And just like that, Marco gets aboard as the pitch slips away and hits Marco on the inner thigh. And now the Jackfish have a runner on here in the bottom eighth.
Your left fielder, number 6, Nate Mastervik.
Nate Mastervik due up. And then the top of the order. Get Mastervik aboard and then bring up the big boys to bring them in and get this game back under control. It's a 5-0 Maple Leaf lead here in their first trip to Welland Stadium. Welland Fair also going on, which is at the fairgrounds right beside Welland Stadium. A lot of fans, I know, were going to the ballpark and then going to the fair, or vice versa. Always a good event here in Welland. They moved it from September, as every year, back-to-back, I think for 4 or 5 years straight, rained out. Now they move it to June, and it's been nothing but success over there at the fairgrounds. Had Demolition Derby last night. And a lot of fans, I know, going to the fair after the ball game. Strike 2 taken. Count now 1-2 to Nate Mastervik. Mastervik 1 for 2 in the ball game, batting .315 this season. Marco on first. Little chopper to Toppoli. He'll get Mastervik at first. Marco slides the second. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the eighth now.
Center fielder, number 2, DeAndre Asbury Heath.
So DeAndre Asbury Heath, the leadoff man for the Jackfish, comes with Marco on second base. So 2 outs, Marco at second. And the first pitch, take it for a strike. Marco running, the pop fly all the way to left field. 3 Leafs are over there. They make the catch, and that will retire the bottom half of the eighth. The Jackfish, once again, unable to put a run up, and will go to the ninth. It's a 5-0 Maple Leaf lead here on Saturday afternoon at the ballpark. We'll go to the ninth next here on Jacks TV. So here we go, top half of the ninth inning as the Toronto Maple Leafs have a 5-0 cushion here heading into the top half of the ninth. The Jackfish bats unable to come alive at all so far today. No home runs in this game, though. Just a little small ball, a lot of singles up the middle that have been able to move runners and get runs across the plate for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Jackfish unable to match. As there's a shot to shallow right field. The catch is made by Okawa, the second baseman. And the opening batter is retired for the Maple Leafs.
Second baseman, Grant Tremaine.
So now back at the top of the order, their fifth at bat. Here's Grant Tremaine. Johnston was 3 for 3 before flying out there to the second baseman of Grant Okawa. Good scoop by Greg Marco as the pitch is in the dirt for the opening ball. Jackfish back in action tomorrow afternoon on the road. They'll take on the Kitchener Panthers. First time they'll visit Kitchener. Hit to Soriano across the diamond. And now two are retired. So good defense so far from the Jackfish here in the top half of the ninth.
Center fielder, Greg Carrington.
As Greg Carrington steps in. Two gone here in the top half of the ninth. 5-0 Jackfish. Here's Carrington, the lefty for the Maple Leafs. Trying to extend this inning before the Jackfish come up to bat and need at least 5 to play extras here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon at the park. Fastball downstairs outside misses. Carrington 0 for 4 this afternoon and has a .277 average. Better pitch down the middle for a strike, evens the count at 1. Leafs, we mentioned, are at home tomorrow afternoon at Christie Pitts for their normal traditional Sunday. 2 o'clock. The Majors are there. Right off the end of the bat, foul. And now the Jackfish are a strike away from coming back up to bat. 1-2, 2 away here. Top 9. Justin Amara is on deck. Outside. Be good to get Carrington out here and keep Mara in the dugout. As now the 2-2 pitch. Casey Howard grabs his side, and here we go with the delivery. Off the end of the bat to DeAndre Asbury-Heath. He runs and makes the catch. So that'll retire the side. The Jackfish know what they have to do now. They need 5 runs or more in the bottom half of the ninth. That comes up next here on Jackfish TV. You're watching a beautiful Saturday afternoon at Welland Stadium. Go to the bottom of the ninth when we come back. As we're set for the bottom of the ninth, here we go. Jackfish down by 5.
Wilson Soriano.
The Jackfish 3-1 at home this season. Have never been shut out this season as well. Been kept to 1 as the Jackfish were able to beat the Brantford Red Sox 1-0 in a late heroic inning in the 8th. But they've never been shut out. Try to keep that streak alive. Opening shot by Wilson Soriano. He'll get retired as it was right back to the pitcher. So not a good start to the bottom half of the ninth. Soriano grounds out to the pitcher. And now that brings up Matt Schmidt.
Number 55, Matt Schmidt.
So the first baseman, Matt Schmidt, who's coming off a good game on Thursday, trying to get something going here for the Jackfish. No one really been able to get any bat on a ball this afternoon. The perfect game was ended in the 4th inning for Chikatilo after a walk, but not a lot of hits in the ball game. Jackfish only have 2 hits so far this afternoon. 5 runs for the Maple Leafs, 12 hits, only 1 error. The Jackfish, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. Now the 1-1 with 1 away. Swung on, but it's right to the right fielder, as that'll be 2 down. Good hit, but once again, Jackfish, no luck this afternoon. That one right to the right fielder to get Schmidt to be retired. So the Jackfish are down to their last out of the ball game.
Designated hitter number 24, Reese O'Farrell.
And it's up to Reese O'Farrell. Reese O'Farrell, who played with the Burlington Herd last season. One of those guys that came over and joined and signed with the Welland Jackfish. O'Farrell takes the first pitch downstairs for a strike, though. Oh, 1 count, 2 away here in the bottom of 9. Quick ball game here at Welland Stadium. The Jackfish trying to continue. That ball moves off the plate outside. 1-1 count, 2 away. Reese O'Farrell has Nolan Pettipiece behind him. Brendan Datson is in the hole if necessary. Got to get a hit here, though. A grounder right to the second baseman. He throws it to first. He is retired, and that is the ball game. A complete game for the pitcher, Justin Chikatilo. And the Jackfish get shut out at home on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Final score, 5-0 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs will improve to 5-7 on the year, and the Jackfish will drop a game and fall to 5-4. Fans, we thank you for attending and watching this game on YouTube and Jack's TV. Be sure to follow and subscribe. Before you sign off, subscribe to Jackfish. Follow us on Facebook. Before I left home and looked, 997 people that like Jackfish Baseball on Facebook. Push that over to 1,000. Be one of those 3 that'd be a part of this historic season here at Welland Stadium. And follow us and like us on social media. We thank you for attending this game. Be sure to follow everything social media on Jackfish Baseball's all platforms. And we'll see you on Tuesday when the Jackfish hit the road to take on the Barrie Bay Cats. For now, I'm Spencer Tanguay signing off and saying good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Jack's TV. Yes? Better. Okay, here we go. With field manager Brian Esri of the Welland Jackfish, a 5-0 decision for the Toronto Maple Leafs today in front of a good crowd here on Saturday afternoon. What was the difference? It seemed the Jackfish could never get the bats going in any of the 9 innings.
Yeah, Spencer, we were flat today. We just didn't play a good ball game. We got a good pitching performance from our starting pitcher, Matt Klingersmith. He brought it today, but unfortunately, we couldn't find the bats today. And so it goes. It's a long season. We're not going to hang our hat on one game. But at the end of the day, we're disappointed in the performance today. It was a really good crowd. They were into it, and we just couldn't. We couldn't cash any runs and score any base runners. We had our opportunities. One inning, we had second and third, no outs, and like I said before, we just couldn't cash.
And Klingersmith came into this game with a 1.5 ERA, and one of those guys you could go to, just like Euclides, when you know you can get a game out of him.
Sure.
Is it frustrating to know that he's being kind of let down by the bats not being able to come through?
Well, he's a professional, though. He gets it. He understands that not every game you're going to have the bats behind you, but unfortunately his last outing against Brantford, we scrapped a run out in the 9th inning, and he got a 1-0 win out of that. And today we did the same thing to him. We just didn't score any runs. So it's eventually going to get frustrating for him, I think, at some point. But like I said, he's a professional. He gets it. He's been around the game a long time, so he knows. It's going to bounce back for him. Hopefully we'll have a game like we did last Thursday and score some runs for him next outing.
Kitchener tomorrow. We're almost pretty much quarter way through this season already. A lot of great positives, though, from the Welland Jackfish this season. Your thoughts just going into Kitchener tomorrow and so far throughout the year?
We're happy. 5-4. We'll take it at this point in the season. Are we going to hang our hat on 5-4 and expect to be a 500 team all year? No, we expect more. So we know we're facing Kitchener tomorrow as a top team in the league. Between them and Barrie, it goes back and forth to who the top team is. So we're in extremely tough our next 2 games. We got Kitchener Sunday, we got Barrie Tuesday. So we can't have a performance like we did today, or it's going to be 2 long games, Sunday and Tuesday.
Busy week ahead next week. We know we have 3 in a row, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday at home, and Tuesday in Barrie. So quick turnaround. How do you just keep the momentum going despite a 5-0 loss?
Well, it's quick. It's a quick turnaround tomorrow, so we're happy about that. It's not we have to sit on it for 3, 4, 5 days. We get to go back at it tomorrow and get the sticks going. And hopefully we'll get another good pitching performance tomorrow, and we'll be okay.
Awesome. Brian Esri after a 5-0 loss here at home against the Toronto Maple Leafs.